Hello students, today I'm going to discuss with you about the classification, properties, accumulation and management of soil pollution. Now as environment pollution, the even soil pollution is also very significant, and there are so many reasons that pollutants are degrading the soils, maybe because of some factory effluents, and maybe because of indiscriminate use of chemical fertilizers or pesticides, and maybe some other type of chemicals may be added to the crops, plants and soils, and as such polluting the soil. So it is very important that we have to study on these things, and we have to come out with the proper solution, so that there is no further pollution of the soils, and at the same time we have to work to reclaim the soils which are already being polluted, and to be managed so that they are not become suitable for crop growth, and may not be degraded further. So, in the starting, so let us discuss what is soil pollution. So, any undesirable change in the physical, chemical, or biological property of the soil, which is harmful to environment, living organisms, plants, is called soil pollution. So, any activity which is changing physical, chemical, or biological properties of the soil, and so this will come under this soil pollution. It adversely affects human nutrition, crop production, and productivity. The quality and utility of soil is also being affected. Now, there are certain toxic chemicals like cadmium, chromium, copper, pesticides, chemical fertilizers, weeds, toxic gases, etc. They are, if they've been released or added to the soil, they are creating soil pollution, and that's why these are called soil pollutants. Now, for example, if pesticides are used while farming, then it affects the plants and soil apart from killing the insects. So okay, we are using the pesticide for killing insects, but at the same time these chemicals are you know badly affecting soil, and so now may not be recommended, or we should have used some other alternate way to deal with deal with these insect problems. Soil pollution mainly occurs due to, in a if we categorize, is due to industrial waste, urban waste, agricultural practices, radioactive pollutants, or biological agents. So these are certain broadly classified into these sub factors that are leading to soil pollutions. Now, factors responsible for soil pollution, we can just have a view on that, or just to have a discuss. So this is, continuous drilling in mineral oils and oil wells, then accidents arising during mining activities, from which there may be some, you can say, the spillage of these crude oils, or maybe some radioactive materials. Then there is a leakage from pipes being used to transmit oil to the refineries. Then acid rains. It is very important that acid rains carries dangerous level of pollutants in air. Now, this is directly or indirectly linked with your environmental pollution also, because lots of vehicle, automobiles are smoking, and lots of smoke is coming to the environment, and when there is a rain, this is the different sulfur dioxides and all, they get dissolved in acid, in rainwater, and they are called making sulfurous acid, that is H2SO3, and it is sometimes coming as a acid rain. So, and this is falling on the ground, going to the soil, and at the same time affecting the soils badly. Now, use of chemical fertilizers to get more crops during agriculture work. Yes, this is also very important point from agriculture point of view, that as you all know that we generally recommend a balanced fertilization or balanced fertilization of the plants, like NPK should be given in a proper ratio. But so many times, especially the farmers in Punjab and Haryana, they are just using more and more of N and not using P and K in the equal ratio. So as such, the ratio is getting skewed or imbalancing of the fertilizer use, and then it is going towards nitrogen. There may be ratios like 30 is to 2 is to 1, or 30/25 is to, like this, which is should be 4 to 1. So it's more and more single nutrient being applied, and it has been causing problem of pollution in the soils. Now, industrial accidents due to hazardous chemicals, then roads and places where debris are deployed. So sometimes lots of debris being put to the roadsides, and this is again getting mixed up with the soil of the area and causing problem. Then dehydration of contaminated water in the soil, then soil disposal of waste oils and fuels, and disposable of atomic waste sometimes. This is also very important, uh, because this radioactive materials is also causing lots of problem. Then construction of landfills and illegal dumping spots are there. And currently, a very new emerging soil pollutant is your electronic waste. Lots of electronic waste from all that computer things is coming up, and now this is also creating a problem of dumping and all, and creating lots of problem with the environment. Now, what we can do, or how to prevent the soil pollution, is a very important thought, and it has to be seen very critically. So, soil erosions can be controlled by a variety of forestry and farm practices, like planting on the terraces, planting on the contours, and all that, because these trees are always good to control pollution because of their heavy consumption of carbon dioxide, and at the same time they are providing lots of organic matter to the soil. Then proper dumping of unwanted material. There should be proper dumping system, or maybe the recycling of the material which is of no use, rather than putting it there in the soils and creating problems. Now the third is the production of natural fertilizers. Biopesticides should be used in place of toxic chemical pesticides, and maybe some bioagents can be also use of bioagents can be promoted, so that there is no addition of further chemical pesticides or synthetic chemical fertilizers in the soil, and that may cause problem to the pollution to the soils as such. The different measures which we can take to prevent already existing soil pollution is proper hygienic conditions. We have to go for proper hygienic conditions. People should be trained regarding sanitary habits, or maybe like that. Then there is a public awareness should be there for different activities, so that there is no health hazards or environmental hazards should be avoided. Then recycling and rescue of waste. This is most probably one of the very important solutions which we can think on, that we have to go for lots of recycling of the non-biodegradable materials like paper, plastic, metals, glasses, maybe in the construction of roads, maybe in some other way, so that they are not being creating a mess in the soils, and at the same time can be used for some economic purpose. Industrial waste should be properly treated as at source, and integrated waste treatment method should be adopted. Now, this is also important, that the industry's effluents or industrial things should be given a proper treatment. There may be certain ways to do it, and so that these only the water or clean water or maybe should be removed, taken out, and not even the STPs, which are commonly being practiced in institutions and all. They are also working on the same thing, that the clean water is thrown to the for irrigation and other purposes, but all the heavy metals and the things being removed from there. So the ban on toxic chemicals like pesticides, which is having very heavy metals, or you can say the radioactive metals also, so they should be avoided. So by these means, I'm just concluding this PPT, but the idea is that soil pollutants is also one of the reason for the problematic soils, and they should also be managed in a very proper way. So thank you, students.